and they were knowingly allowed to be exposed, which is really hard for any of us to imagine that a corporation would allow children to be poisoned. It's beyond our most of our comprehensions. However, that's what they did.
It was some of the most shocking evidence, I think, that's been heard in the history of the state of Missouri.
That's what lead does. It poisons, I mean, literally it poisons the brain. So it affects the way they think.
10,000 parts per million of lead, and I mean, it was literally, there's piles of lead dust on these haul routes.
One of the doctors during the trial compared it to, he referred to it as leaving holes in the brain.
The first time I worked on this case, I was a junior in high school. It was the summer after my junior year, and I spent the whole summer downtown in one of the law firms copying hundreds of thousands of pages of documents.
So you realize that they have real problems, and you know, what could they have done? They lost that chance. They lost the opportunity.
I think many of us that came into this case, and you know, the jurors have commented that no one went to jail for this was probably one of the most surprising aspects of this case to me. When I learned about the levels of the lead that was going into these children's bodies every day, I never understood. I thought that environmental crimes were prosecuted.
You don't typically have a 3-month trial with this much on the line and this many years of work on the line, and our clients who've never had their day in court. I mean, this was a community event. I mean, we represented the 16 plaintiffs at this trial, but the whole community was watching.
They heard the evidence, and they wanted to send a message, and you know, the jury always knows better than the lawyers.
I wasn't surprised at all. And that's the thing, people look at me and go, 300 and whatever $1 million verdict. And I say, yeah, and if you sat in that courtroom for 14 weeks and watched what this jury heard, you wouldn't be surprised either.
20 years, it's amazing. You know what, it seems like yesterday, but it does, it's been a lot of work. And that's the other part of it, it does, after all that work, to see that it's fulfilled and been worthwhile. The appreciation from the clients is really, really satisfying. The tears, the mothers crying, and the fathers who were stoic and just crying and thanking you.
Since I was invited into these cases by Mark and Gerson, it's been a real life-changing thing for me. It's made me feel kind of young again, I will say that. It really gives you a lot of motivation.
It shows that you can bring people from different firms together, and everybody brings talents to the table, and it kind of, you can leverage the talents of many people and sort of bring the same level of expertise to a case that maybe a big firm can do.
By far the biggest event in my professional career, and one of the biggest events in my life, absolutely.
We knew they had been wrong. We knew there was a ton of evidence out there that they had allowed these children to be poisoned, and that was what kept everybody driving and connected.
When these gentlemen discovered what had happened to these children, they went to work. They did not know it was going to turn out like this, but they went to work because they knew that it was the right thing to do. They knew that these children had been poisoned. They knew that the law had been broken at a number of different levels, and they never gave up.
It does show that individuals that aren't well off can actually stand up and come together and fight and win against big companies.
As much as this company told these people in this community that they had done nothing wrong, when it all came out and everything was laid on the line and the jury had all the evidence and made their decision based off of everything that they heard, the jury told them that, hey, the little guy was right and you were wrong.
If you don't really, really believe in your case, no matter what kind of case it is, you shouldn't be trying it.